Always fun to give Fresno a visit, Fresno State to be exact, and tonight the Greenville Triumph hope the West Coast vibes are kind. After 3 straight draws against recent USL League One champs, they take on Central Valley Fuego FC, a team who, don't look now, have won 2 of their last 4. I'm Ryan Pierce from Fresno State Soccer Stadium. Let's have a look at these standings. A pair of solid wins this month as Central Valley back in the playoff picture. Well, they're in the picture, just 6 points out of that final playoff spot, but 3 points behind Greenville, who is tied for 8th. Central Valley lost to Richmond last week, but got a big goal from Jose Carrera Garcia. He missed the team's first 6 matches, and if he gets back on track like this, it's a major offensive boost for Central Valley. He can go to his left so well, so solid in the box, able to put that one away last week against Richmond in a tough loss. Now Greenville Triumph recorded their 3rd draw in a row, tying with Union Omaha. Last week they didn't have Devin Boyce. Had he been in, maybe they win that match. He's been out of the lineup with injuries, but he is back tonight, which is a big positive for Coach John Harkes, who has just been patiently waiting for this team to finally reach full health, and Boyce being back is a big boost for Greenville. Now Greenville tries to build off the draw and pick up the win. It's a tall task on the road against an improving Central Valley team. The lineups, the kick, the action, 94 degrees outside. Will the action be just as hot on the field? We'll find out when we come back on ESPN+.
Are you ready? Ready for more of the game you love? Ready for more players and more teams? Ready for more stadiums, for more fans in more cities? This is a different league, the USL Super League. Built for the future of women's soccer, bridging the journey from youth to pro, connected to the global game, and bringing it all closer to home. Are you ready?
We all have goals. But let's be honest, most of us aren't going to be professional athletes. But if your goal is to finish your degree, we can help. Come to a university that puts your goals first. Bellevue University, your partner in finishing goals.
Turned over, Bobby Karchai to put it away! Phoenix Rising will take all 3 points, 3-1 Rising.
It is time for the match. Central Valley Fuego FC playing host to the Greenville Triumph SC. You can see the possession there. Both teams walking out onto the pitch. Last time these 2 teams played, it was Greenville Triumph being triumphant as they won that match 3-0, and it was the Lucas Coutinho show. The midfielder scored 2 of his 4 goals this year against Central Valley Fuego FC back in April. He scored in the 11th minute and the 65th minute in that match. Such a wizard with the soccer ball. Tough angle there, still able to strike it in with that right foot. You gotta remember, Central Valley against Greenville last time, Coutinho was so good, but Greenville is the leading goal-scoring team in the league. An important thing to keep in mind. We'll get to their starting lineup in a moment, but first let's go to Martin Vasquez's Central Valley Fuego FC lineup. We talked about Carrera Garcia. He is finally healthy and looking like his old self. That is really good news. Alex Cerritos has 3 goals to lead the team. He plays on the outside, on that right side. Such an important player for Central Valley. And then we have North back there between the pipes. Mitch North the goalkeeper tonight. We'll talk more about that storyline. Greenville under Coach John Harkey's trying to get back on track. 3 straight draws against tough teams. They've had a really hard schedule. Catino's at the top along with Castro. Pilato's been a really good player for them this season. You can see Catino, 2 goals and an assist in Week 6 against Fuego FC. McKinnon scored their only goal last week against Omaha. He's right there in the middle. And Mazzola, who is near the top in saves this season, is the keeper for Greenville tonight in Coach John Harkey's. Greenville on the road trying to take a win against the home team tonight, Central Valley in Fresno, California. It's going to be Central Valley in their home red uniforms to start off with the ball. Jose Correra Garcia coming off a goal last week against Richmond. He started the year on the injured list. He has really been solid over the past few weeks. And speaking of injuries, Greenville, the Triumph, started the year with 9 on the injured list. Coach Harkey's team is finally getting healthy as we're off and running from Fresno, California. 94 degrees at first kick. We could see a lot of action today. These 2 teams are bottom of the league in goals allowed, and Greenville is at the top of the league in goals scored. So we could see the scoring come fast and furious tonight. The Triumph are 3-5-4 this year. They have tied, drawn in 4 of their past 5 matches. Central Valley's playing better. They've won 2 of their past 4 after getting off to a slow start. Greenville in 8th place. Central Valley at the bottom in 12th place, but a win today gets them right in the thick of things. And they played well recently at home. When you have this hot temperature, they're used to playing in it. It is a big boost for the home team. The leading scoring team in the league, Greenville on the offensive end. They got a number of weapons. Nate Schultz with it, trying to go with a through ball to the top. He was looking for Lucas Catino, who had 2 goals against Central Valley last time these 2 teams met up. Now on the foot of Liam McKinnon. He scored last week against Richmond. Back out to Schultz, the defender from Mayfield, Ohio, as Greenville reverses field. This is one big key tonight if you're Central Valley. You can't let Greenville just milk the clock and set up their offense. Central Valley's going to have to be aggressive and try to force turnovers and get breakaways on their own end. Alexis Serreros wears number 11 for Central Valley. You see him kind of dancing there defensively, the 22-year-old from Bowie. Fun to watch. We'll talk more about him later on, but he has got a ton of potential. A potential scoring opportunity for Greenville. Maybe a crossing pass could have worked there. Can't get past the back line. And now a push and out of play. It will stay with Greenville on the sideline. As Tyler Polak, the Lincoln, Nebraska native, throws in, the constant veteran according to Coach Harkey's. He wore the captain armband last week. A foul early on Central Valley. They lead the league in yellow cards. On the flip side, Greenville's been pretty consistent in not picking up penalties this year. For Greenville, it's been about defense. You think, okay, they don't pick up a lot of penalties. They're pretty steady in terms of passing. They lead the league in goals scored. Defensively, they just have not been able to stay healthy, but they are getting a lot of their back line players coming back. And you're seeing, we talked about him at the top, as Boyce is back in for Greenville. Deep kick, and it's punched away by the keeper. Still in a dangerous spot as North got a hand on it. And it's redirected to the outside, knocked out of play past the touchline, and a foul on Greenville. Mitch North had to go up and punch it away. I'll see if that gets considered a save. A booming kick to the box, and North went up. Yeah, I think that was going to go in for sure. So Mitch North from Medford, Oregon, two huge saves last week to keep that a close matchup against Richmond. There is some thought that Ofek Antman, the projected starting keeper for Central Valley, was going to play today. Our conversation with Coach Vasquez seemed to think that he might have a chance. He was supposed to be the team starter this year, went 8-10-6 last year, recorded a clean sheet against Greenville in his debut. but has not been able to get out on the field with an injury. So Mitch North makes a start. He's been solid for Central Valley, really picking up positive minutes. The 28-year-old from Medford does have a clean sheet and a save early against Greenville, the top scoring team in the league. Trying to get a result, 3 straight draws. Maybe an early opportunity, and it's kicked out of play, and the first corner is coming up. All corner kicks are dangerous chances, and here's Coutinho, Lucas Coutinho, the 5'9" Brazilian. 2 of his 4 goals this season came against Central Valley in their first matchup. Such an athletic player. Coach Harkey's singing his praises, a lot of potential, and he has shown it this year. One of the best goal scorers in the league, this time trying to set up his teammate in the box, and it's pulled out of the sky by North. So Mitch North being tested early. He had that bad game against Hailstorm, gave up 4 goals, but only 3 goals allowed over his last 2 matches. That time went to his back and pulled it in. Central Valley hasn't had a chance yet really offensively, and they won't here. A quick turnover, and Greenville is stacking up the opportunities early. In the middle to Peloto. Dangerous with the ball on his foot. He rolls it back to Schultz. Schultz to the corner. On the right foot of McKinnon. Scored last week. Into the middle. It's cleared back by Abdul Cromwell to midfield. Cromwell, one of the best players on this team. As it goes to the sideline. Evan Lee at the top in midfield, over to the right to Schultz again. That's where the offense has started today. Schultz worked through the Galaxy and Timbers systems, now finds himself with Greenville as it rolls out a play. Drafted 48th by the LA Galaxy in the 2018 MLS Super Draft. As Green Valley throws in Jesus Partida. All 11 games he started, he gets tangled up on the sideline with Coutinho. And a whistle on Partida, the 24-year-old native of Reno, Nevada. Staying on the West Coast, playing for Fresno's own Central Valley. Greenville has dominated the time of possession, 6:40 into this first half. They just want to get something besides a draw right now. 4 of their past 5 matches have ended with the score tie. They haven't won since May. A lot of 1-pointers. Aaron Walker to deliver from the sideline, making his first start in a couple weeks. Deep kick, and once again, North climbs the ladder to pull it in. North a 63 save percentage, not too shabby. Really solid on corner kicks. Central Valley needs to get it past midfield because they're really putting pressure on North, who delivers it himself to the midfield line, over the top and out of play. A rematch. Second time these two teams have played. Coach John Harks for Greenville needs no introduction. 51, 38, and 37 in 5 years as a coach for the Triumph. 12 wins each season as a head coach. And they're one of those teams that once they get their defense healthy, this is, which it is now, they just need to get back in sync. They're going to be really tough. We're talking to Coach Harks about how do you handle a team with so many guys coming back. And he said, you know, there's a lot of variables. We want to be cautious with players. He's been a player. If they say they're good, you have to double check. Check with the medical staff. You got to protect the player first and foremost. It is a balancing act for Coach Harks, who has all these guys coming back, and he wants to get them out there, but you got to keep their safety in mind too. Central Valley, their first real strong opportunity. The speedster up the sideline, Carritos. And it goes out of play. Select, the official match ball supplier of the USL League One and many elite leagues throughout Europe. Visit www.us.select-sport.com for the latest Select products, specials, and more. Select, the player's choice. Through ball pass, intercepted by Polak. On the counter, it's McKinnon. Polanto rolls it back to Evan Lee, the defender from Toledo, Ohio, all-league first selection last year in 2022. Probably the most consistent returning defender is Lee for Greenville. Lost Don Smart after last season. The veteran took his talents elsewhere. Omar Lemus about to throw in, does have an assist this year, making his 8th start for Central Valley. The 24-year-old from San Jose. Polanto, the tackle, the takeaway. Passes back to Lee. Could see a physical matchup. Both these teams are at the very top in terms of, at least Central Valley is yellow cards. Seen a couple fouls early. No color yet, though. Both teams trying to find some pace, fill each other out. Greenville's had the upper hand, and a foul on McKinnon. That's Devin Boyce. We talked about him at the top. Boyce, the St. Louis native, valuable player. Missed the last game against Union Omaha, but has a goal and an assist in 11 starts this season. Great to have him back in the lineup for Coach Harks and company. That was the first thing Coach said when we asked about last week against Union Omaha. They didn't have that guy, Boyce, who sets up his teammates so nicely. Threads the needle, now on the foot of Pilato. Lee races up to take it. Boyce looking for an angle. Coutinho, 4 goals this year, 2 against Central Valley, ahead of steam, and he's hit and upended. A foul on Carrera Garcia. So a set play just outside the box coming up for Greenville. Dynamic midfielder Carrera Garcia. Always want to make sure he's healthy. Coming back from an injury. Missed the first 6 games this season. Came out and tried to turn his back and hip checked Coutinho. No ill will there, of course, from Carrera Garcia. Early opportunity for Greenville just outside the box, 12 minutes in. Nobody's got, outside of one shot on goal that was easily handled by the keeper North. Haven't seen anything real dangerous yet, but could we here? Greenville looking to go on top. It hits the front line. The rebound, the kick, and North has to use his entire 6'3" frame to pull that one in. And a Green Valley player is slow to get up. Ozzy Ramos, the captain for Central Valley. The Californian native. Has an assist this year, taking his time. Looks like he's going to be okay. Gets his eye checked out. Let's see, where's that captain armband? Central Valley, 2 wins in their past 4 matches. It's a scrappy team, lots of speed. Not a great goal-scoring team yet, but they've been putting up a couple goals in recent matches. They're going to play a man down for at least a couple of minutes. As Ramos will get some water, take a quick breather. Mitch North wisely holds the ball as long as he can, trying to give his teammate time to get back in. Booming kick from North. He's got a big leg, working on his anticipation. That's what Coach Vasquez says, but Mitch North has been a positive surprise for Central Valley with the injury to Ofek Antman, who will likely start when he comes back. But North has been very solid for the home team. Deep kick to the corner. One touch brought down by McKinnon. McKinnon fakes the pass, crosses left foot through the box. On the other end, it's Boyce. His right-footed kick is up to McKinnon. The jump ball goes over the top. And a foul on number 9 for Greenville, Liam McKinnon. The rookie forward has 2 goals this year. The joke is he's this Swiss Army knife from Switzerland. He plays multiple positions. He's played in the back line. He's played midfield. He's playing the forward spot today. And that time he was set up, try to use his height. Greenville picked up a second quick foul while we were showing you that replay. So Central Valley still works the way up the field. Nice pass in the attacking third to Beachiv. Here's a chance for Central Valley. Their best opportunity early. Vasquez retreats near sideline Partida. Carrera Garcia loses it. Pilato on the other end. Pass a little bit too strong and kicked out of play by North. Get a sense that Greenville, with all their opportunities so far, are going to find a way to score against Central Valley. Granted, the back line, though, has been a bend not break for 16-plus minutes for the home team. Chip towards the box. On his left foot for Castro, the first time we've called his name. And a foul is called as Coutinho hit the turf. Leo Castro, Bogota, Colombia, big midfielder, 4 goals this year. It's got to be Walker or Polak to take this kick. He scored the other 2 goals against Fuego FC. The kick to the box, down on the chest to Castro, and cleared away. Castro was in a good spot. Central Valley reacted and knocked it out of the attacking third. Two teams who have allowed the most goals this season in the league, and we are scoreless. 17.5 minutes into this first half. Great to have you with us. This nightcap on ESPN Plus. 94 degrees at the first kick. Warm, really a hot night in Fresno, California. Fresno State University. Central Valley, that's where they play, that's where we're at. As Boyce rolls back. Touch and go, too strong, and Cromwell lets it roll past the touchline. Greenville started the day in 8th place. Central Valley in 12th. They've picked up 6 points this month. To climb back into the picture, into the contention for maybe that final spot. 6 points behind, 3 points behind Greenville. Get a couple wins, you can get back into it quickly. Handball, inadvertent on Vasquez. Vasquez, number 14 for Central Valley, had that big goal 2 weeks ago against FC Madison in that upset win. Earlier tonight, we saw FC Madison beat Richmond on the road, so that was a huge win for Central Valley. Rolled back to Carrera Garcia. Carrera scored last week. Looking for the over-the-top pass, and it rolls to Mozella, the keeper for Greenville, second in the league in saves. Schultz fakes like he's going to pass, runs past Cerritos. Central Valley gets it right back. Home team seems like they're getting their footing. The first 20 minutes controlled by Greenville, but Central Valley has had a couple long possessions. Two groups that have had a handful of injuries. Greenville has been well documented. They started the year with 9 on the injured list. Now most of them are getting healthy. Most of those injured players are coming back. Central Valley, Fuego FC in their second season in USL League One as they build their reputation, the Fresno community. Ooh, dangerous spot there. Racing between the double team is a speedy Cromwell. Abdul Cromwell played back-to-back full games for the first time since 2020. We'll talk about that in a little bit. Pass ahead to Partida. Partida crossing pass, and nobody home. An opportunity for Central Valley, their best so far. Couldn't quite finish the play. A positive sequence to build from, though. Just to put a bow on what we're talking about, as we get a replay for Central Valley. Ball went to Partida. He was looking to cross, and I think Bijev wanted it a little more center. Still on the side of Central Valley, and a foul is called. And it will stay with Fuego FC. We mentioned real quick, Abdul Cromwell had a serious injury in 2020. He's been battling back from that for a couple years. Has played a bit, then suffered more setbacks. He played his second full game this past week against Richmond in a row for the first time since 2020. Really talented defender out of Ghana. 28-year-old for Central Valley, trying to build a second half of his career, a comeback. Here's Jose Carrera from Pueblo, Mexico. Such a young, talented player, just 22. Deep kick, and it's wide left. Mozella knew it was going to go out. Ozzy Ramos, we saw him go out for a second, the captain for Central Valley. Back on the field. Giving it a go from about 45 yards out. Maybe a little bit shorter than that. Mazzola's bombing kick into the attacking third. Down to Schultz. On to Aaron Walker getting the start after not playing in the match against last week, as that rule's out of play. Walker didn't play against Union Omaha. We talked to coach for Central Valley, Fuego, Coach Vasquez, about what's been different recently. He says stuff like this, the quick passes up the field. They've been more aggressive. They've been on the attack more frequently. Their attack was very flat to start the year. they're at their best right now. Coach Vasquez thinks this team has potential to break out, and he would know what he's talking about. He was the first player to play for both the U.S. and Mexico national team. He's been around soccer for decades. A lot of matches, and you can tell when he's been around what team is on the verge of a course correction, and that's what it feels like for Central Valley. Might be seeing two teams on the verge of a breakout. Greenville, 4 draws in their past 5 matches, but now they're healthy, and now they're a much more threatening team. They already were a great offensive team, tied for the lead in goals. McKinnon scored last week. Pass intercepted by Cromwell. Good anticipation. Now the counterattack is on for Central Valley. Bijev in the attacking third, a little bit too strong on the touch for Cerritos. Couple quick opportunities for Bijev and Central Valley. Now let's see if Greenville can gather the momentum. Another tackle, and Bijev, those long legs striding on the offensive end, runs off the defender, bumps in the middle. The shot blocked by the back line, ricochets over to Bijev. Bijev crosses on Schultz into the middle, set up to the front. Carrera was open. Still a dangerous spot, and the header goes out of play as Cerritos look to push it to the right side of the goal. Slow start for Central Valley the past 10 minutes, though. They have been much more aggressive offensively. Bijev has been leading the charge. Scored the team's only, or he scored earlier this month. Played for, got a hydration break at 94 degrees temperature. That is needed for these players. The first one tonight, 26 minutes in. The first, I would say 15, completely controlled by Greenville. It looked like it was only a matter of time before they were going to score. Then all of a sudden, Central Valley comes back. These past 5 or 10 minutes, they've been on the attack, a couple good counterattacks, and they have put the pressure on Greenville, which has been the weakness. That back line has been so banged up for the Triumph, and Central Valley has really tried to put the pressure on them. It's a rematch from earlier this year, a 3-0 shutout victory for Greenville back in week 6 over Central Valley. It was a dominant performance back on April 19th, and now the home team has a chance to respond. And you can see how hot it is. Temperatures in the low 90s, 94 at kickoff. Fans just trying to grab some shade where they can. The Fuego, 3-7-1, entering action tonight, 3-5-4. It's a record for Greenville. They've been in draw purgatory recently. 4 draws in their past 5 matches. 2 rosters that have had some injury issues this year. They're getting healthy. We highlighted 2 names at the top. Jose Carrera Garcia missed the first 6 matches for Central Valley. He's now looks healthy. Devin Boyce missed the match against Union Omaha. He looks like he's moving really well. And we look for these teams maybe make a push in the second half, or I guess you could say the last like 60% of the season. The potential is there for both of them. Bijev leads his team back onto the field. Mazzola, Jared Mazzola, the keeper, gets set to kick for Greenville. Contested quite a bit early. Great at shot stopping. More experience is allowing his decision making to get better, and we trust him. That is how Coach Harks describes his keeper, Jared Mazzola. New York native, second in the league with 37 saves this season. We're set to go after the hydration break. No score, approaching the 30-minute mark. 2/3 of the way through this first half. Central Valley playing host to Greenville. Dangerous ball. Cromwell able to sprint away with it. Rolls to the near sideline. As Partita works back behind him. Knuckleball to midfield. Bounces onto the foot of the speeding Carritos. Wearing that captain's armband, runs it off the thigh of Schultz. Last touched by Greenville. Boys hit it out, Partita to throw in. And a foul as Vasquez came up to make the play. Schultz, the Ohio native, disagrees. Central Valley continues to hold on to the tempo, the time of possession over the past 10 minutes after Greenville dominated the first 20. Two teams that give up more goals than anybody. Greenville's at the top in terms of goals scored, and this might be an early opportunity on the counterattack. It's Devin Boyce. Boyce trying to maneuver around the defender, Carritos. Carritos able to make things tough, and Central Valley comes on the counterattack. Vasquez on the one touch, flanked by Polak. Ricochets off the left shin of Polak, and a throw in coming up for Vasquez. The nightcap of a busy evening in USL League One. It's Omar Limos to throw in, the 24-year-old from San Jose. Bijev tried to cross, and it's booted out of play. This will be the first corner kick for the home team. And all corner kicks are sponsored by El Mexicano when they're taken by Central Valley. In Central Valley, strike first. So we're seeing that one of the Greenville players has come out. Coutinho, apparently, Lucas Coutinho is on the sideline. We are told that it has to do with the heat. He's getting treated, so Greenville playing a man down. Maybe a chance for Central Valley to take advantage. Good pass to the middle. Double hit off the head of a Greenville player. And it rolls past the box, and a counter coming for Greenville. Schultz tackled from behind. Bijev raises his hand. Doesn't look like it'll be a yellow. We'll get another look at it here. Yep, got him. Going for the tackle. Now Evan Lee, the 6'4" defender. I'm sure he's been told this in his entire life. Could be a basketball player with his length. When you're that tall and you're a defender in soccer, you're tough to get around, and of course, so dangerous on those corner kicks. Piloto was active to start, been quiet over the past 15 minutes. Pilato, excuse me. knocks it away, back to midfield. Pilato looks to make a move on the sideline. Here's a chance in the crossing ball. Center of the field, Boyce is there. It's knocked away by the back line. Lee, a big kick. It's wide right. Evan Lee going for his first goal. Had the tempo running up to the ball, just didn't get a good foot on it. Playing midfield. Had the highest SOFA score on the team last week in their draw against Union Omaha. 2022 All-League first selection. Steady backline player in a line full of injuries is Evan Lee in his 5th season in the league. Don't miss a minute of the action in 2023. Whether your club is on the road or at home, catch nearly every second of USL League One action on ESPN Plus, the home to the USL, La Liga, UFC, and more. Sign up today at plus.espn.com. Waiting for our first goal on a hot night in Fresno, California. Muhammad Dabu, I think it's the first time we've seen him touch the ball. The Senegal native. It ricochets in the backfield. Now Cromwell to the middle. Bijev pulls it back. And Central Valley reverses field. The temperatures are in the mid-90s. You might see both teams try to take moments where they can catch their breath. Now Vasquez tries to pick up the pace, and he's clipped from behind. Tumbles to the turf. A foul on Greenville. Great to have you with us on this Saturday night. A lot of fun USL League One action. Let's have a look at that replay again. Vasquez tripped up. Scored against FC Madison 2 weeks ago. What a massive victory that was for Fuego, for their confidence. Talked to Coach Vasquez. He said that win really made them felt like they could get on a roll. High kick. The intention was Carritos. He's able to retreat and pick it up. Now at the top. Fancy footwork from Carrera, I believe. Yes, that's Carrera. He's back on that left side, and it will go to Greenville. Trying to keep a close eye out for Lucas Coutinho, who went off the field for Greenville, number 10 in white. As it goes out of play. There's Coutinho. Yes, he is back in. Both sides say the other side touched it. No, you touched it. No, you touched it. Central Valley to throw in. Into Ramos as he rolls to the right side. And now Falik trying to push the tempo. Out to midfield. It's Carrera spinning to Ramos. Central Valley working backwards. A little pressure from Castro. Now Cromwell. Dangerous spot here for Central Valley, and they'll just clear to the other side as the forwards for Greenville were putting pressure. Now maybe some numbers for the home team. Bijev. It's a lot of speed. Rolls it to the middle. He was looking for Carritos in the back line for Greenville ready. And now they come on the counterattack. A lot of team speed. McKinnon, a goal last week. McKinnon, the under move. McKinnon tripped up in the box. And what's the call? It's going to probably be a goal kick coming up for Central Valley. Dangerous play there as McKinnon got knocked over while maneuvering towards the box, but no penalty. Cromwell back to North. Neither team has been able to work their offense. For Central Valley, it's really been ball in the backfield. And they tried the big, deep kicks. And now the dangerous Carritos, already 3 goals this season. He's got a couple players to his left. That's where the ball goes. The shot, it's saved by the keeper, Mazzola. And he keeps it tied scoreless. Jesus Partida had an open shot, and Mazzola got in front of it. Set up perfectly by Carritos. Partida had a look, and the left foot of Mazzola kept it scoreless. Second in the league in saves, and you're seeing why Coach Harks had such positive things to say about him. Recorded 2 clean sheets this season. One of them came against Fuego FC last time. The best chance for either team to score, and Mazzola shuts the door. Fricky rolls back to Mazzola. Which team will crack first? If the 2 defenses that have given up the most goals this season, kind of thought this would be an offensive game, but not the case right now. Both defenses are clamping down. Spin move put on by Coutinho. Coutinho, the left, and it just missed as he was looking for the left corner. Coutinho put the defense in the spin cycle, just a little bit wide left. Had the room. The keeper North was not going to make it. Coutinho knew it. Bijev spins back in midfield, beats the defender. Bijev trying to push. Now double teamed, tackled, and it's taken back by Greenville. Coutinho to the mid. Now Boyce. He had an active first 10 minutes, quiet since. Rolls to, I believe, Coutinho running down the sideline. Actually, that's McKinnon, and he just pushes over the defender and regains his footing. Pilato. And the reset to Polak. Approaching halftime. It's been a defensive battle. One big save from Jared Mazzola. Otherwise, it'd be 1-0 Central Valley leading. Here's Schultz. Boyce. Little give and go. Boyce fakes the pass to Schultz. It goes back to Boyce. He eyes the cross in the box to Castro. Castro looks to go back, and he does to Pilato, who resets the offense. Long possession, maybe the longest so far for either team. Greenville 4 draws in their past 5 matches. Central Valley is 2 wins and 2 losses in their past 4. Castro thought about a deep kick instead to Lee, who chips to the far side, gets past the defender in the box, McKinnon, and cleared out by the back line of Central Valley. But they cannot turn over Greenville, who has owned the possession game in this first half. What are we looking at here? This feels like a 90-second possession. Started maybe at the 43-minute mark. Polak in the box, spinning, the shot, it's blocked by Partida in the backfield. Coutinho had a look and Partida got a foot on it. Huge defensive play to keep this scoreless. We'll have 3 minutes of stoppage time. Look, the storyline was supposed to be offense, but it's been a handful of defensive plays that will make up the highlights, and that was a big one from Jesus Partida. We'll get a look at it one more time. So this is the backline play and a gorgeous save to keep this scoreless. So Central Valley will have at least one more look at it before halftime. They were leading last week against, see Martin Vasquez, they were leading last week at the half against Richmond. So back-to-back first halves in which Central Valley has held their opponent scoreless, unless Greenville can get on the board here. Sent, the target was Coutinho, and it rolls away now on the foot of North. Lucas Coutinho, who's oftentimes a player creating, has spent the first half in the center of the box. You saw that highlight package when we started the broadcast. He found success the first time he played Central Valley with the ball on his foot. Today, he's trying to be the recipient of passes. We'll see if that might be an adjustment in the second half. Trying to get Coutinho in the open field with the ball on his foot. As Castro turns it away, about 1 minute left of stoppage time, and he can't keep control. It'll be a throw in for the home team. Over the top pass from Cromwell, just a bit high for Vasquez. Polak and Lee go back and forth. 30 seconds left of stoppage time in the first half. Contact at midfield and a foul's coming up. And a warning issued by the official. The foul was on Cerritos. I'm wondering if maybe a word was said by Zahir Vasquez. A takeaway from Central Valley. On the other end, the move into the box, contact, and no foul is called as Cerritos hit the turf, and that will be the end of the first half. Cerritos wanted the foul, he had the takeaway. Ozzy Ramos is asking why wasn't that called, and the officials are getting together. Cerritos was able to maneuver to the box. Looked like he may have drawn contact. Of course, the defender, I think, likely got the ball first before bumping into the player, Cerritos. A wild finish to the first half A half which we thought we'd see offense, but no score at the break. Greenville and Central Valley go to the halftime lockers scoreless. A lot of good defense in that first half, but it is the defense that has come up strong. Central Valley and Greenville, no score at halftime. We'll be right back with a halftime show. You're watching Saturday Night Soccer on ESPN+.
Are you ready? Ready for more of the game you love? Ready for more players and more teams? Ready for more stadiums, for more fans in more cities? This is a different league. The USL Super League. Built for the future of women's soccer. Bridging the journey from youth to pro, connected to the global game, and bringing it all closer to home. Are you ready?
We all have goals. But let's be honest, most of us aren't going to be professional athletes. But if your goal is to finish your degree, we can help. Come to a university that puts your goals first. Bellevue University, your partner in finishing goals.
Gorgeous shot from Fresno, California. Central Valley Fuego in Greenville scoreless at the half. Let's look at the Simplicity halftime show highlight from earlier this week. Lexington against Chattanooga, an exciting match on Wednesday, and then Northern Colorado on a positive story from there. Let's go out to Ryan Rose with more.
Wednesday, Lexington coming off of 3 straight draws. Chattanooga fresh off a 2-1 win over Madison a week ago. Looking for its first road point of the season, but Walefi trips up Diouf in the box in the 30th minute, so it's Don Smart time. And he buries his 3rd PK of the season. 6 career PK goals. That's 5th all-time in League One. We go to the second half off a corner kick, 63rd minute. The ball finds its way to Tate Robinson out there on the right, and he will find the foot of Khalid Balagoon, his 3rd goal of the season. Co-leaders for the top of the team in Lexington. Chattanooga held to just 3 shots. They're 0-5 on the road. Lexington will play at North Carolina tomorrow. News out of Northern Colorado, though. Trevor Emmon is the player of the month. 5 goals in the month. 13 career Northern Colorado goals in a season and a half-ish. And that is the all-time leader. So 1 goal in June so far for Trevor Ammon. The team was 3-0 in the month of May, so of course you're going to look to see who was the major contributor. Major contributor, he scored 5 of their 8 goals in the month of May. Goodness gracious. Only 1 penalty, by the way, that was it. And 3 of the goals he scored were the first goal of the match for the team. So a very good month for Trevor Ammon. He leads the league with 8 total goals, so keep an eye on this guy. And the leader of the pack in Northern Colorado, Ayman Zayed, former League One player and the first former League One player to receive Coach of the Month honors, is Coach of the Month. But what you dig a little deeper into this guy. He's not even 40 years old yet. He's got 160 career goals playing in all over the world. He's 2-0 against the USL Championship teams and 1-1 against the MLS. Those are Open Cup marks. What can't this guy do? But it's the culture, right? It's the culture. You mentioned he gets Coach of the Month, and he deflects it. He says it's Team of the Month, and he shines the spotlight on one of his guys, and not just one of his guys. Folks, Irvin Parra just finished his 3rd round of treatment for testicular cancer, which was diagnosed in February, and you can hear a lot of great sounds on the pitch, but you're not going to hear a better sound this weekend than the sound of the bell ringing, meaning treatment is over. Take a listen.
Everybody's here.
Yeah, babe.
Hello, Bernard. Jesus, man, you're like, that's right. He's looking for a fight.
You guys are my brothers. I'll do anything for you guys. Fuck all this sucky shit. You guys can.
A tender moment. We were eavesdropping on it. Good to see him back. He's been around the team this whole time. They've made sure he's been a part of it, and now cancer treatments are done for the time being. We hope to see you soon. Congratulations to Irvin Parra and the Northern Colorado Hailstorm. They are on quite a run. We'll be back after this.
Are you ready? Ready for more of the game you love? Ready for more players and more teams? Ready for more stadiums, for more fans in more cities? This is a different league. The USL Super League. Built for the future of women's soccer. Bridging the journey from youth to pro, connected to the global game, and bringing it all closer to home. Are you ready?
We all have goals. But let's be honest. Most of us aren't going to be professional athletes. But if your goal is to finish your degree, we can help. Come to a university that puts your goals first. Bellevue University, your partner in finishing goals.
Taxes man, left foot, and it's a first-time shot, and a goal! Luis Fernando! It's turned over. Babu Karjai to put it away! Phoenix Rising will take all 3 points, 3-1 Rising.
Are you ready? Ready for more of the game you love? Ready for more players and more teams? Ready for more stadiums, for more fans in more cities? This is a different league. The USL Super League. Built for the future of women's soccer. Bridging the journey from youth to pro, connected to the global game, and bringing it all closer to home. Are you ready?
A look at the news and notes from this past week in USL League One. The Red Wolves signed 2021 League One first-teamer forward Mario Lomas for the remainder of the 2023 season. Oakland Roots SC have recalled Wolfgang Prentice from his loan after he scored a goal this past week. He remains eligible to return to Forward Madison later in 2023. The player of the week, Emiliano Terzaghi, took home those honors with 2 goals this past week. He was joined by a number of other players, including Carrera Garcia from Fuego FC, who had that 1 goal last week. He had an active first half. Let's have a look at some of the scores from this week. 1 Knoxville SC tops Charlotte Independence. That was a battle of two teams that are currently in the playoffs, and they move, that being 1 Knoxville, to 19 points. Charlotte stays at 22. Forward Madison beats Richmond 1-0. That's an upset on the road, so Forward Madison now has 19 points. You have 3 teams with 19 points. Northern Colorado's the other. They're in a delay against South Georgia Tormenta. It is getting very crowded at the top in USL League One. Here is a look at the upcoming schedule. Some big matches this week. North Carolina FC against Lexington SC. That one's got some potential for a shootout. Then on Wednesday, Union Omaha against 1 Knoxville SC. They've got a big week. Knoxville does. They play Richmond then on Saturday. Right now, no score in our match. Plenty more to get to when we come back on ESPN Plus.
Are you ready? Ready for more of the game you love? Ready for more players and more teams? Ready for more stadiums, for more fans in more cities? This is a different league. The USL Super League. Built for the future of women's soccer. Bridging the journey from youth to pro, connected to the global game, and bringing it all closer to home. Are you ready?
We all have goals. But let's be honest. Most of us aren't going to be professional athletes. But if your goal is to finish your degree, we can help. Come to a university that puts your goals first. Bellevue University, your partner in finishing goals.
Turned over, Karchai to put it away. Phoenix Rising will take all 3 points, 3-1 Rising.
Back here from Fresno, California. No score between Central Valley and Greenville. It was a back and forth first half. Greenville started dominating the possession, but Central Valley came back and really put the pressure on. Let's look at some of these highlights from the first half. Good goalkeeping, a couple shots that just missed, including this opportunity that was punched away by the Central Valley keeper, Mitch North. He had a really good first 15 or 20 minutes, was tested a couple different times. You can see him backtracking, calmly making the play off the corner kick, and really kept his team in it when the offense was struggling to find its rhythm. Again, North jumping up, pulling it in, looking very comfortable. He's really made a lot of strides for this year. An opportunity for Greenville as they went back and forth in the box. This header over the top by McKinnon. And then Central Valley started to find their footing. This deep kick went wide left. It at least got the home team moving on the board with a shot attempt. They started to get a few more opportunities as the half went along. Here is Carritos zipping up the field. He was able to find Partita on the left side, but the save from Mazzola kept this a scoreless tie at the break. That was the closest either team got to scoring. Look at this fancy move here from Coutinho, just bending it a little bit to the left after the fancy footwork. Shots about even, shots on target. Fuego FC just had that one that was saved by Mazzola. The possession completely dominated by the Greenville Triumph. Neither team has an offsides or a card in that first half. That possession's something to keep in mind if Greenville keeps getting opportunities, it's going to be tough for Fuego FC to keep this at a scoreless draw. On the flip side, Greenville's had the ball that much, and they don't have a shot on target yet. Every one of their looks have been passes across the field or lob shots that were easy for the keeper, Mitch North, to pick up and start the offense for Fuego. As we are set for action in the second half. Look, this is a big game, I think, for both these teams early on in the year. It is just June, but you have two teams trying to make their way back into postseason contention. Greenville is just 3 points out of that final spot, or at least they were entering the night. But with wins from 4 in Madison and 1 Knoxville, they're now 6 points behind that final playoff spot. You want to try to keep pace if you're Greenville. You don't want to fall, 6, 9, 12 points behind that playoff spot. And then if you're Central Valley, you got 2 wins in your past 4 matches, 2 wins this month. You're back in the picture. Now let's try to get to the playoff picture, as they are 9 points out of that final spot, but just 3 points behind Greenville. And they can make some serious ground up today. Greenville just got out on the field as they had a long halftime conversation, it sounded like, with Coach John Harks. And then for Central Valley, they have to be happy with their effort. They struggled in the first 15, 20 minutes or so, and then found their footing under Coach Martin Vasquez. And he had them playing well towards the end, just missing a goal, as Jesus Partita's shot was blocked by Mazzola, the keeper for Greenville. But he put pressure on, and that was the last big play before the half. The momentum is on the side of Central Valley. The home team will see how both these teams come out and respond in this second half. Yeah, Greenville got out in the field a little bit late. You can see Central Valley is ready to go. Greenville is still trying to get warmed up. Not sure what the actual clock says. There's Mazzola, that big save towards the end of the first half. Second in the league in that category, now 38th this year. He has been such a valuable player. He's kind of babysat the defense as they've tried to get healthy. I say that because there's been so many injuries, so much bad luck for Greenville this year. He's had to be the stopper in the back, and that is what Coach Harks has called him. He's a great shot stopper. It's something that's really improved, and he's had to be second most goals or second most saves in the league this season. All right, I think we're almost ready for action. Half number 2. There is a sub in for Greenville, number 23, Alan Galvillanis, the midfielder from North Plainfield, New Jersey, is in. Lucas Coutinho is out. We highlighted him at the top. We're hearing that Coutinho has come out, so we'll keep a close eye there. And it is from what we understand, a concussion sub for Coutinho, so he is getting treatment, getting checked on. We saw him come out in the first half, and he then returned. And now Coutinho is out. So that's a big blow for Greenville. They have plenty of offensive firepower outside of Coutinho as Galvillanis checks in. Fresno State Soccer Stadium in Fresno, California. Great to have you with us on this Saturday night. So Coutinho went out in the first half, came back, and now he's not out to start the second. And Alan Galvillanis is in for him. Like the match started, Greenville is controlling possession, and a foul is called. That's going to go on Devin Boyce. He was going up for the pass and knocked over a Central Valley player. Actually, Aaron Walker is talking to the official. Cromwell will take the free kick in the backfield. Playing his 3rd straight full match. That's great to see for Abdul Cromwell. Talented Ghana native, great defensive athletic player. Suffered a serious injury back in 2020. He's been trying to find a rhythm, stay healthy. He hasn't been able to until really the past month, and he finally looks like he's himself. Dabu, the Senegal native, rolls it over to Cromwell. Only one shot on goal came towards the end of the first half. It was from Central Valley. Mitch North, the keeper for Central Valley, was tested a little bit in the first 20 minutes, but been a lot of what you're seeing right here. Central Valley has done a really good job when they have the ball of taking time off the clock, and they've packed it in defensively. As it rolls past the touchline, and Bijev throws in, quick toss towards the box. Carrera was the target. The taller backline player clears it away. Race for the ball on the sideline. It's won by Central Valley, turning up the field, past the Lemus. It's tracked down by Polak for Greenville. Gavianis in the second half, touches for the first time. He's seen extended time this year because of injuries elsewhere, tied for 4th in the league in assists. So number 23, Galvianis, a dangerous player off the bench, running on the near side of your picture. He was the intended target of that pass that was picked off. Quick little touch at midfield. Lucky bounce back to Carritos. Carritos navigates through ball. Here's a chance for Vasquez, and offsides is the call. It looked like for a moment Vasquez had a one-on-one with the keeper Mazzola, but an offsides off the pass from Carritos. Tough moment for Greenville. You have to travel across the country. The kick was at 10 p.m. East Coast time. It's a different environment for the road team right now. They are in a scoreless tie against an improving team, but a team that is at the bottom of the standings. See if somebody can spark some life. Boyce tries to make a move, and Central Valley closes. Tyler Polak's not sat out one game this year. Wearing number 3, ball on his left foot. Pilato has his pass knocked back, now on the foot of Boyce. Circling back to Brandon Fricke. Played 90 minutes against Union Omaha. Deep boot towards the right side, a little bit short. Backline Partita ready for it. Now on the foot of Evan Lee. Looking for the middle, trying to find Galivanis. It's intercepted by Polak. Polak gives Gavilanis. You can already see his impact. The fresh legs on the field. High ball from Pilato. Partita knocks it out of play. Two teams that have allowed the most goals this season have not allowed one today. Defense looks good. Greenville trying to pick up 3 points and keep pace. Forward Madison and 1 Knoxville, the teams in 5th and 6th place, both won tonight. Greenville entered 3 points from that final playoff spot. They're now 6 after those teams won, so they're trying to keep up with that pace. And Central Valley just trying to keep up their solid play. 2 wins in their past 4 matches. 2 of their 3 wins this year have come in the month of June. Follick on the move. And now retreats to Lemus. Rolled back to Cromwell. Central Valley, completely different strategy it feels like in this second half. They've not tried to play aggressive. It has been keep possession, milk the clock. They gave up 2 goals in the second half last week against Richmond after leading 1-0 at halftime. Trying not to do the same thing here. In the box, here's a chance. The keeper comes up and knocks it away. A collision as North slid into Castro. Both of them may have collided with their knees, and now North is holding that right ankle. He is the backup keeper for Ofek Antman. And he is trying to plead his case to the referee who came over to him. Let's watch this on replay. It looked like it was going to be painful from the start. Knee-to-knee contact. Those are tough, as Leo Castro is still on the ground, as is Mitch North. Castro, a valuable journeyman from Bogota, Colombia. 4 goals this season and 4 assists. He's been one of the best offensive players for Greenville. More than 18,000 minutes in his career playing in South Africa. For Castro, he also played in Peru, Bolivia, and Colombia. Holding that right ankle. And a yellow card is given to Castro. First yellow for either team as the trainer works on Mitch North. So the keeper situation is like this for Central Valley. Mitch North was supposed to be the number 2 to Ofek Antman, really good number 2, and he's played well this year. Antman was questionable for today. We were talking with Coach Vasquez, and he says he's basically back off the knee injury as Castro gets the yellow. He was their keeper last year, had a really solid 2022, but just isn't quite ready. So North is out there, and thankfully he looks like he's good to go. Then the question becomes, okay, if he's not, can Antman come in and possibly make his season debut? But doesn't look like that question is going to have to be answered tonight. So the assistant coach for Fuego picked up a yellow card. We'll try to get the name on who it was maybe in a bit. So he picked up a yellow card, and Leo Castro for Greenville, their goal scoring forward, picked up a yellow. Both teams a minute to take a break. And now Central Valley trying to make a move. The pendulum of momentum has really shifted in the favor of the home team. They have owned the possession in the second half after it was 60-40 in the first in favor of Greenville. Can't watch the match? Turn on Sirius XM FC 157, North America's only 24/7 source for engaging soccer talk. That includes the return of USL All Access Tuesday night at 7 Eastern starting June 13th. So now, plus hear live matches from the USL, MLS, English Premier League, and more, all on Sirius XM FC 157 and the SXM app. Coach Harks mentioned how Greenville's done such a good job creating more opportunities recently. Haven't here in the second half yet. Fun connection for these two coaches. Coach Harks and Fuego coach Martin Vasquez are former USMNT teammates, so they both go back a long way. It's good friends. Matching wits tonight. Deep kick by the keeper rolls all the way back to the other end. And North Kicks it to his back line. I always think you're playing your friend and you want to win every match, but when you play somebody you're close with, an old teammate maybe, those rivalries go back decades. You want to maybe win that just a little bit more than another match. Carrera Garcia turns on the Jets. Bijev now in the middle of the field to Ramos. The team captain passes to the sideline. Partida. Ramos slide pass, a pretty good one. Somehow getting out of traffic. Head of steam into the box. Some space for the striker. Rolled back to the top to Vasquez. Omar Lemos had a look. No goals this season. That's not really his role on this team, and it might have been a chance to try to go for his first one. He's a pass-first kind of player. Does have an assist. He had some room on that right side. May have been able to just power one towards the upper corner and see what happens. Lemos to throw in. Quick little touch back to Lemos. He rolls to midfield on the foot of Dabo. Cromwell to the sideline. The delivery to midfield. And again, Central Valley, they have controlled, I would say, at least 8 or 9 of these 13-plus minutes in the second half, and a foul is called on Polak. Philly Bijev is going to need a nice ice bath afterwards match. He has spent a good amount of it, the former OKC Energy player, on the turf. Warm night. Temperatures were in the mid-90s to start. They've cooled off a bit. Ball rolled to Bijev. Again, he's tangled up with Polak, and again, a foul is called. This time, though, it will be Greenville's ball. Highest scoring team in the league right now, looking at a bagel on the scoreboard. They have 4 goals this year from Coutinho, Castro. Polano's got 3. Coutinho's out. He did not come out in the second half. Castro banged up on a slide. He's still out there, though. Polano's got 3 goals. He's had a couple chances to maybe take a shot and has passed on it. Maybe look for number 5 in red to fire one of the net sometime, number 5 in white to fire one of the net sometime soon. Central Valley seems like their strategy is pull the ball back, then try to sprint forward as fast as possible. On the counterattack, here's a chance for Greenville, and it rolls past Devin Boyce, now to play. Good to see Mitch North moving well after he collided with Castro a few moments ago. Spun to midfield, little chip to the sideline, turning and heading the ball away. Galianis. Was that a soccer? Was that a ball come up by the camera? Fans of Central Valley in attendance tonight. Those Fuego shirts. Fuego in triumph. Polak takes it to the corner. Guides it back to the middle. Header up in the center to Walker. Match is starting to get the feeling that first team to score is going to win tonight, and a foul at midfield, sliding tackle. Home crowd doesn't like it as Carrera made contact with the leg of, I believe that was Pilato. Polak quickly off to the races. Does have an assist this year. Gives it to Gavilanis, beats the defender, crosses to the back post, up in the air looking for Boyce. Still in the attacking third. And Central Valley clears. Deep kick, Bijev. Sprints to the sideline, can't run it down. Under 30 minutes left. Waiting for somebody to try to throw a heavy punch. Good one touch on the sideline. Castro spinning to the middle. Puts it back on his right. That's actually McKinnon. Just outside the box, knocked out of play as Schultz tried to make a move. It went off the right foot of the defender, Schultz. Only one corner for both sides. I don't see many of those. Both sides have a yellow card. And a foul whistled on Greenville. McKinnon picks it up. With the heat and the way this match has been played, you feel like maybe both these sides are buying time right now, waiting for the right moment to really press. We might start to see it around the 70-minute mark. It is surprising when you look at the stats for Greenville. They have 4 draws in their past 5 matches. Usually it's a team that doesn't score much that ties more often. But when you score more, the variables start to increase and the likelihood of a draw becomes less frequent or less probable. But the leading scoring team in the league is also in a bit of a draw purgatory, 3 straight ties. And they're looking like they're heading to another one, scoreless right now, approaching the 65-minute mark. And Fuego has been really content with just keeping the ball in their backfield in this second half and playing passively. Even though it's at home, it almost feels like they're more accepting of the draw than Greenville is. No touch to Boyce. Let's see what Devin Boyce can do. An assist and a goal this year. Starts the offense. In the middle to Pilato. Dumps down just outside the box. The crossing pass is deflected. And rolls back to the middle and Polak. Lee retreats. Chip towards the middle of the box. Back line ready. Castro was the target. Back out to Polak. Gavilanis. Met with a double team. And a little bit too strong on the pass from Walker. The play and the setup was there for Greenville. Couldn't quite finish the execution. And Central Valley, CV packing it in, making things really tough on the offense of Greenville. Quick pass through the middle. Here's where Greenville has to attack. Don't let the defense set up. They tried to, with an over-the-top pass just a little bit too strong for Castro. And now Mitch North says slow it down. Under 25 minutes left. Victor Follick, haven't called his name much tonight, leads the team in shots taken. Typically an aggressive offensive player. Maybe he's the one to try to go for the big strike. He's got a little space right here. Rolls to the top of the box. And thought for a second there was an offsides call. Doesn't look like it though. Carrera looking towards the middle. A little bit of pushing and shoving from Carritos after the play. Got tangled up with the defender. Partita to the sideline. Angled back to the middle. Partita touch and go with Bijev. He instead opts for Carritos. Carritos set up his teammate Partita with an open look in the first half. Again, Central Valley retreats, content with taking their time. Big, strong kick from Tyler Polak. You see why Greenville has the least amount of yellow cards in the league. They know how to play aggressive, but avoid contact. That last play from Tyler Polak was a good example. Ran up aggressively, booted the ball away without running into the offensive player. Little step under, roll off to Carritos, big kick, and it's high. But this match has a pulse. Carritos trying to be aggressive. Let's get a look at that shot again from Carritos. Nice little fake pass to the striker, big delivery. Andrew Forth for Central Valley, the California native, big defender, 6'3", is going to come in for number 14, Zahir Vasquez. So some size coming in for Central Valley. You can see the difference in height as Vasquez out. Forth sprints in. Now Vasquez is listed as a forward. Forth is a defensive player. We'll see where he lines up, probably midfield, as Vasquez had moved back to a midfielder spot for this match. Two teams that give up more goals than anybody else. It's been a defensive night, though. You know what? Sometimes a surprise is fun, and that's what we've had tonight. The defense is clamped up. Credit to Central Valley. You're at the bottom in terms of goals given up. Greenville's at the top in terms of goals scored, and you've got a bagel nearly 70 minutes in. A little over the top. Only one save. It came towards the end of the first half. An incredible Jared Mezzola save for Greenville, as Jesus Partita had a clean look at goal. Polak, the Lincoln, Nebraska native, gives to his teammate Evan Lee from Toledo, Ohio, a couple Midwesterners in the back line for Greenville. Polak, left-footed kick over the top. An opportunity here is Galvianis, and turned away to the sideline. A throw-in in the near corner coming up for Greenville. Galvianis to throw in, tap back to the midfielder. Over to Polak. He and Lee kick it back and forth. The chip, the one touch. Greenville trying to get some of that possession time back. Probably close to even at this point. All under lights now at Fresno State Stadium. We started as the sun was setting behind us. Galvianes has a step on the defender, push in the box. And Greenville is pleading for a foul, pleading for the penalty kick, and they're not going to get one. Thought for a second that might lead to a penalty kick. That might be how we have to break the scoreless tie. Unless Cerritos has something to say about it. The fake. The second fake. Now a third. Driving Partida, and his shot is handled easily by Mazzola. Let's watch this play again. A little push on the hip. Omar Lemus looked like maybe he got the right hip there. It's of Galvianes. Even if he did, Coach Harkey's there. Even if he did, I'm not sure if it was it was very close to the box, but the contact almost looked like it was just outside or maybe over the line. The momentum of Galvianes took him into it. I think if you want to make a case that should be a penalty shot, it's pretty good. But it was such a quick play, sometimes those are tough to tell in real time. See a Fuego who's flirted with the idea of putting heavy pressure on, and that's going to be a handball as Galvianes trying to bring that down with his left shoulder. So tempting sometimes to stick an arm out there and save it from going out of bounds. Galvianes tied for 4th in the league in assists. 3-time All-MAC first teamer at Marist College. Really good soccer program. And he's one of the many really talented young players they've turned down. Boyce, we highlighted him at the top. Missed the game against Union Omaha. Back today. He's been active. He's been trying to make things happen offensively, number 11 in white, but as you can see from the score, hasn't been able to. Lucas Coutinho went out at halftime. That was the big change in the second 45. Coutinho coming out. Alan Galvianes came in. Hasn't made a difference on the scoreboard yet. And important to remember, one of the leading goal scorers, a player we talked about a lot at the top, scored twice against Central Valley last time. It's not out there. There's plenty of other weapons, though, on this Greenville team, a team that leads the league in goals. Almost a perfect pass up the sideline. Ricochets out of bounds. Partida parlays it past the touchline. They're going to say it was last touched by Greenville. A little fake pass and a roll up the sideline. No call. Play on, says the near side referee. Now a counterattack opportunity for Greenville. Some space for Castro. The shot is wide left. It's actually Liam McKinnon. He knows he had a little bit of room. It had to be perfect. Let's have a look at McKinnon. Could have maybe gone to the middle. I think McKinnon made the right call taking this shot. Rookie forward, 2 goals this year, Switzerland native. Scored his only goal in added time against Union Omaha about 3 weeks ago. That led to a tie. A missed kick. Rolls back to the top. Still a chance for Greenville. Little chip in the box. Fancy pass. The shot is wide left. A look set up by Tyler Polak. It would have been a tough opportunity from Castro with the left foot. Let's watch it one more time. Castro found a seam, tried to clip that out of the air. 4 goals this year. Castro couldn't make it 5. If he hits that one clean, it's going to be awfully tough for North to stop. Now Nate Schultz is slow to get up, maybe cramping. Yeah, he's going to get his left leg worked on. It's a hot night in Fresno, and everybody's going to take a water break. It's under 90 now, 88 degrees. It was 94 when this match started. There's some good sportsmanship there from Fricky, sharing bottled water with Debo. Schultz getting stretched out by the trainer. You're going to see the players drenched in sweat. Maybe something to help out that cramp. A little snack possibly. I'm a big fan of snack time for professional athletes. I think there's a taboo against eating while playing. You see tennis players do it all the time. Sometimes soccer players will. Have a snack time if you need it. It's no biggie. Looks like Schultz has stretched out that calf that appeared to be bugging him. Moving fine. You can see the players just drenched in sweat. Hot, humid night in Fresno. This will lead to more stoppage time at the end. Look, we're under 12 minutes left and nobody scored. It is a twist in the storyline. We were expecting goals tonight because these two teams lead the league in goals given up. Add to that Greenville has the top offense in the league this year with 19 goals. And you're thinking, okay, we could be in for maybe a shootout. It's not been the case. Central Valley has taken the wind out of the sails of the Greenville offense. They've played passive, protective soccer in the second half. They've played it very well. They've not committed turnovers. They've not made many mistakes. And we are tied heading into the last 11-plus minutes. And Greenville, Central Valley has a chance at a win now. Really, they could be on top had it not been for an incredible save by Jared Mazzola, the keeper for Greenville, towards the end of that first half. Greenville playing without Lucas Catino. He went to the locker room at halftime. Alan Gavilanes is in. Haven't seen many subs either, even though the warm night, hot night, there are some players warming up on the sideline. Maybe we'll get a handful of them towards these last 5 or 10 minutes. Polak just missed his second assist of the year. Deep ball in the box, coming out, open net. Can the back line keep the score clean? They did for a second. Boyce picked it up, then it was knocked out of play. It went off the body of Boyce. Mitch North left his perch and left it open, but the back line was ready for Central Valley. Let's watch it again. So that went off the head of McKinnon, and then Mohamed Dabu saved a goal, was able to put it down off the one touch and clear it away. Sam Strong is in, as the big 6'3" defensive player is in for Bijev. So Bijev, one of their top scorers, is out. Jacob Labowitz is in. He comes in for Devin Boyce, who we talked about at the top. So Boyce is out. Labowitz is in, the Great Falls, Virginia native. He's got a goal scored this year, so he's a player that can come in as Central Valley puts pressure on Mazzola. Under 10 left. Pass to the box. Knocked out by Polak. Both teams try to get some fresh legs out. Awkward bounce, pinwheels towards the sideline, and it'll stay a free kick in midfield. A yellow card on Abdul Cromwell. I missed where it was. Maybe a handball. Fuego FC, one of the league leaders in yellow cards. That's their second tonight. And a foul on the sideline. And Sam Strong, who just checked in, 40 minutes off the bench last week, picks up the foul here. Gavillanes, one of their best passers, one of their leaders in assists. There's a size advantage. Actually, Leo Castro, big forward just outside the box. That might be a target here from Gavillanes. Let's see. He was targeting Castro, and it's knocked back. Pilato, deep kick. North comfortably corrals the ball midair. Now a stoppage at midfield. And it is Ozzy Ramos. He's down for the second time. I'm not sure if he went up for that header and may have made contact with another player. He's holding, obviously, the left side of his head. Don't want to speculate as if it's the eye, the nose, maybe the forehead. I have no idea. We do know this is his second time going down today. Getting a look from the trainer. Two teams looking for 3 points to try to stay in the playoff hunt. If you're Central Valley Fuego, you have 10. 3 would tie you up with Greenville and Lexington, who both had 13 entering tonight. For Greenville, a team that was only 3 points out of the playoff spot, the final playoff spot entering tonight, you're now 6 points after Ford, Madison, and 1 Knoxville both won. So, you know, we're still very early, but you don't want to dig yourself a big hole. You want to at least keep pace for that final playoff spot so you don't have to make up ground at the end of the year. As the captain, Ozzy Ramos, heads towards the sideline. So Central Valley may have to play a man down for just a moment or two. Got a sub coming in for Greenville. We'll try to get the number for you in just a moment. Alex Cox Ashwood, our really good production team, catching that. Coming in for Liam McKinnon. Making his 8th appearance, Cox Ashwood. All of them off the bench. He does have an assist. Very comfortable filling in towards the end of matches. This is his role. And this is Victor Follick to the left side. Back line, Schultz cleared it away. Target was Ramos. Greenville's back line ready for it. On the foot of Carrera, leads his teammate Cerritos. Cerritos tries to turn back to the middle. Nate Schultz always feels like he's in the right place at the right time. At least today he's certainly been. Schultz battles with Cerritos. Ball goes to the middle, intercepted by Polak. Good anticipation. Now Castro. The wide frame of Castro rolls it up to Gavillanes. He tumbles to the turf with Lemus, the chase for the ball. And it's saved out of the corner by Dapu. On the foot of Follick. Back tap to Ramos. And Tyler Polak, who's been up and down the field, is on the ground. Number 3 for Greenville. We'll watch to see if he comes back into the picture. Greenville recognizes they're a man down here defensively. Follick trying to take advantage. A fight for the ball on the outside. In the box. Some space to the middle. And it's booted away by Walker. Now we'll see if Polak can maybe get attended to. It attempted cross from Partita goes out of play. This will lead to a corner kick for Central Valley. Their second corner kicks for Fuego FC, brought to you by El Mexicano. Okay, a chance for Jose Carrera Garcia. We talked about him at the top. A goal last week against Richmond in the first half. Can it be an assist that puts his team up here in the end? Towards the top, has some backspin on it, that goes right to Gavianes. His header on the foot of Dabo. The chase for it, Strong goes, and Mizzola brings it down. Here's a touch, Castro tries to split the double team, and a handball is called. Inadvertent, but that's going to lead to a yellow card. That's a second handball yellow card on Central Valley today. This one on number 19, or excuse me, 7, Mohamed Dabu picks it up. Set play for Walker. After the Dabo yellow card at the handball, under 2 minutes left, we will have some bonus time. We'll see how much. We've already reached the end. It's been a bit of a methodical, slow-paced second half. Not many opportunities for either team. It's crept up on us. We're under 2 minutes left to go. Maybe the biggest twist of the weekend. The two teams that give up the most goals might both pitch clean sheets tonight, which would be very surprising. Let's see if Greenville has something to say about that here on this free kick. To the left side, a player's back, goes off the post, and somehow didn't go in. Inches from going on top, and an offsides would have pulled it back anyway. Maybe the most heart-stopping moment, but it would have been waved off had it gone in. We'll have a look in just a moment. I missed that offsides. I was looking. We'll see how obvious it was. Oh, here's a broken possession. Sliding block in the back line for Greenville. That's a gorgeous play. I believe Evan Lee got a foot on it. Pilato's running up the middle. Haven't talked about him a lot tonight. He's got the ball on his left foot. Fakes the pass. Calls for Schultz to take it. Schultz crosses in the middle. Castro. Castro with it. Fakes the left foot. Castro now circles back out to the top. Walker the fake. Schultz, the one touch. Aggressive header from Sam Strong. Five-minute stoppage time. We have a handful of subs coming in for Central Valley. '58, David Diaz coming in, along with 15, Jordan Chavez. Chavez making his 10th appearance this year. Diaz didn't have any numbers registered. This might be his season debut, as Chavez is in for Cerritos. David Diaz, number 58, is in for Central Valley as well. So a pair of fresh legs coming in for the home team. Seeing if they can maybe spark them to a goal. Greenville keeps their roster, their lineup out there. It rolls out of play, and it will belong to Greenville. Touch over the top. Gavianes crosses field. Header in the middle. An open net. The keeper falls. North left it open for a second, but gets back into position as Castro is forced to circle around. High in the middle, and North pulls it in. Three minutes left. Will somebody pull off 3 points? Or are we walking away with one each? Central Valley and Partina able to get up the field quickly. He throws into Dapa, who had a big block earlier in the match. Off the head of Strong. On the sideline to Chavez, and he slows it down to North. Been a theme in the second half. Central Valley content with working the clock. Huge kick from Mitch North. Tyler Polak looks like he's okay. He was down for a bit earlier. Cox Ashwood was a little gimpy after that last play. Moving fine though, number 7 for Greenville. Hot night in Fresno, California. Greenville's gonna bring in Daniel Wu in just a second. Some fresh legs. Nate Schultz will come out. Wu has a goal from the back line. Surprised Wu didn't get the start tonight, and Coach Harks said he's been trying to work players in and out. Wu's been playing really well. Called a competitor by Coach Harks, coming off a great game. All-American at Georgetown. Gonna try to provide a spark in the last 80 seconds here for Greenville. Chasing from behind was Cerritos. Put some pressure on. And now Givianis. Head of steam, nobody's gonna stop him. Givianis will take it himself. In the middle. Dump off to Castro, back to Givianis. Polak. Castro and his 4 goals. Chips towards the box. Nobody home. On the foot of Walker. Walker to Givianis. Givianis a crossing pass. The header in the middle. The shot. The goal. It's kicked through with under a minute left. And Greenville on top 1-0. Labovitz off the bench to give the road team the lead late. You could feel the play developing. Labowitz got in position and finished it off for his 2nd goal this season. And Greenville, just when it looked like they were heading to their 4th draw in a row, Labowitz puts it away. Labovitz right there off the header in the middle, and you feel for Mitch North. He went out to make the play, and Labovitz finished it off. And North, I think, made the right move. He had to address the first pass and come out and try to stop it, and Labovitz kicked it through. His 2nd goal this season. The Virginia forward, all ACC selection at Virginia Tech, has made just 2 starts this season. Made a 2nd one last week, coming off the bench and providing a huge, huge lift for Greenville and a massive 3 points as they keep pace with the 2 teams in front of them in the standings if they can finish it off here. And it looks like they will. Greenville in the final minute of the match. The big victory. They pick up the 3 points, and you feel for Central Valley. They've been playing so well over the past few weeks, and they give up the 3 in the final moments. Coach Harks and company, they breathe a sigh of relief. He pushes the right buttons late, gets Jacob Labovitz in the match, and he finishes off the match with 3. And now the former teammates going all the way back to the days as players played with each other at the USMNT team. Coach Harks and Coach Vasquez share pleasantries as Greenville, the road victory 1-0 in the final minutes of the match for Fuego FC. And you feel for him, Alex Cerritos is the man of the match for the home team. He led the team in shots today, was all over the field. But in the end, Greenville, in the final moments, Jacob Labovitz in the middle of the field took an extra pass. You know, it wasn't a difficult shot, but he put himself in the right place at the right time and finished it off. Let's have a look at the save of the match, brought to you by American Business Machines for Central Valley. All the way back in the first half, a beautiful save by the back line. Came up big and picked up the save of the match. It's also the play of the match, of course, brought to you by American Business Machines. That would have made it 1-0. A clear opening for Lucas Coutinho. And it was saved by the back line. On the offensive end, though, what a finish from Jacob Labovitz to give the Greenville Triumph SC the victory tonight. We'll come back and recap it. 3 points for the road team against Central Valley. It was a fun one on ESPN+. We'll be right back with a recap.
Are you ready? Ready for more of the game you love? Ready for more players and more teams? Ready for more stadiums, for more fans in more cities? This is a different league. The USL Super League. Built for the future of women's soccer. Bridging the journey from youth to pro, connected to the global game, and bringing it all closer to home. Are you ready?
We all have goals. But let's be honest, most of us aren't going to be professional athletes. But if your goal is to finish your degree, we can help. Come to a university that puts your goals first. Bellevue University, your partner in finishing goals.
A tough loss for Central Valley, such a hard effort. You could feel it tonight. Hot temperatures in the 90s, both these teams back and forth. But it was Jacob Labovitz in the very end, coming off the bench and finishing off the win for Greenville. They pick up 3 crucial points to keep pace with the rest of the league. Let's have a look at the highlights from this match. Central Valley against Greenville. It was a defensive slugfest, a physical match in the first, really most of the second half. A couple opportunities for Central Valley in that first half, but they were turned away by the back line in Jared Mazzolo, who was good in goal. Here was one look from Central Valley. Thought for a second with the momentum on their side they were going to squeak one in, but Mazzola was up to the task. Second in the league in saves, and he showed us why tonight. And then Greenville just stuck with it. A wide shot here from McKinnon. Felt like it had a chance, a little chip shot over the top. Castro couldn't quite bring it down. Difficult shot off the left foot. Fancy pass from Bullock. You're thinking, okay, Greenville is close, but are they going to have enough time to break through? Another chance. It was called offsides. Would not have counted, but it went off the left post. Again, a threatening moment from Greenville. He had a couple of those in the last 20 minutes. Then this play. It just went back and forth across the field. You felt like something was coming. The setup from Gavianis across the middle. And then Labovitz in the right place at the right time. When you're able to reverse the field a couple times like Greenville was there, you're going to have good things happen. Also, props to Alex Cox-Ashwood with the assists. The goal for Labovitz is the difference. 9 shots for Greenville. Both teams only had 1 shot on target. You can see the possession battle evened up there towards the end. A couple offsides and yellow cards. The big story, though, in the end, 2 substitutes. Alex Cox-Ashwood, the assists, and then Jacob Labovitz, the goal in the final minutes to give Greenville the 3 points. A physical match tonight in Fresno. Some back and forth action. A defensive slugfest until the end. Jacob Labovitz gives the Greenville Triumph FC the 3 points, and they keep pace with the rest of the league just outside of the final playoff spot. Central Valley Fuego show fight, but can't come away with it in the end. We hope you had a lot of fun. Big thanks to the crew. Big thanks to you tuning in. I'm Ryan Pierce saying so long. Have a wonderful Father's Day. We'll see you next time.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League League One cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the expressed written consent of the United Soccer League League One.